Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo, and I am so sorry that the live stream on the other channel wasn't working. Hopefully, most people from over there were able to find their way over here. I don't know. It's all fucked up. Basically, what was happening was, if you've never done a live stream before, you get on the live stream. It's through Google Hangouts, or you can use your own encoder. But either way, it goes loading bar or whatever, gets to 99%, and then it's supposed to hit 100, and you can start broadcasting. But in this case, it kept getting stuck on 99% on the Bible Reloaded, no matter how many times we did it. Jake tried OBS, which is another type of encoder that you can use to do live streams, but it wasn't working. And Jake just appeared, which is good because then his computer froze. So anyway, it's all working now. We apologize, but now we can do this.
It's not our fault. I don't apologize.
No, it's something to do with Google. You. It's Google. That wasn't us at all. So fuck them.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to the live stream. Hopefully people can find it. I'm going to tweet it because, again, there's so many fucking... We had to do like 3 on the other channel and all that bullshit. But we are here. So, of course, as usual, ask us any questions or comments or whatever in the live stream comment box bullshit. And if it gets really busy in there, you can also tweet us at Bible Reloaded or at Hugo Reloaded. So that's good. No. Anyway, enough of that bullshit live stream. So
trying to get a link in the chat, now it's not letting me.
I believe in you.
You guys can figure that out.
Anyway,
you guys can figure that out.
So all that aside, when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about on the live stream, because we do things pretty free form over here, we don't really give a fuck. We're going to talk with you guys and stuff, but we like to have some sort of framework so we're not just rambling incoherently like I am currently doing. And I thought to myself, hey, the Oscars are tomorrow. It would make sense to talk about the Oscars and the movies and shit. But then I went to go look at the nominees, and it turns out I have seen like 1 Oscar-nominated movie this year. So that's out. But I would like to point out, I'm pretty sure La La Land's going to win Best Picture because this isn't exactly an original thought. Everyone's fucking said this. Hollywood likes to suck its own dick. But I also noticed, I think Suicide Squad got nominated
for what?
For some sort of technical award. I gotta find it because I'm pissed off about it. It's for Best Makeup. No, Suicide Squad should not be nominated for Best Makeup for writing damaged on Jared Leto's face, or for making fake skull tattoos on Fireman.
No, that's so awful. Also, I'm trying to figure out where I can see my webcam so that it's not fucking whitewashed. I don't understand this.
You can't change your setting once you're in the Hangout. See, we're all full of technical issues today. You should have adjusted your camera settings, but now you're gonna look all washed.
It's fine. It's fine OBS.
Yeah,
but now I'm just fuck it. I'm just really white. I don't care.
Okay.
All the colors in my life are washed out. This is how it looks when you're me. Just bland. Everything's drab. There's no, like, that yellow is the least yellow. That's as yellow as it gets for me. That's my life.
Yeah, Jake has to artificially change the camera settings and stuff to make it look like he's a normal person.
Just so you guys don't think my life is hollow.
It's pretty fucking hollow. Dennis Nega says, Beard Watch. Yes, we're doing Hugo Beard Watch Part 2.
Is it still, like, I just shaved a little bit today. I trimmed it to make it soft like a lamb's butt.
Mine's in a bad stage right now. It's in the gross stage again. I don't know when I will ever get out of the gross stage, because I don't think I ever got out of it, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm trying to pimp this on social media because it didn't. YouTube fucked us. I wonder what's going on with our account.
I don't know. It's probably, I don't even think it's our account specifically. It's probably a smattering of other things, and I looked it up, and it's a glitch some other people have had before. It's just bullshit.
Because we sold out to Big Syntax.
Yeah, that's why. Wasn't this supposed to be 2 hours ago? No, it was supposed to be 30 minutes ago. Time zones, brah. And so I don't get you guys understand time zones are a thing, right? Because when the other live stream was like we're working on it, someone was like, why are you doing this at 9 a.m.? Which means, hold on, where is it 9 a.m. right now?
Germany?
9 a.m. right
Fucking now. Japan? Hawaii?
I'm going to look because I want to see.
It'd be close to Hawaii.
What the fuck is this?
What,
Algeria. It's 9 a.m. in Algeria. No, that's 9 p.m. I was gonna say, who the fuck is a fan in Algeria? They can go fuck themselves.
Gonna say Hawaii.
9 a.m. I don't know. I don't care. You're not. If it's 9 a.m. where you are, you're irrelevant to my life. So fuck off.
Wow. Every morning when you wake up at 9, you are irrelevant to Hugo until it is 10.
Yeah. Just permanently. If you're that far removed from myself as far as time zones go, I do not care if you live or die. Period.
Jesus. Anyway, what else is going on? I didn't watch any of those Oscar bait movies either. I didn't watch a single one of them. Now, I think the one movie I will watch that will be up for Oscar consideration will probably be Logan. I'm hearing really, really good things about it. Also, that Jordan Peele just made that movie, and I forget what it's called.
Get Out. It's called
Get Out. Yeah. But it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's supposed to be really, really good.
I think it got bumped down. Someone finally gave it a negative review, and I think it was a Fox News or Fox. It was a right-wing outlet.
I'm not surprised.
They also gave negative reviews to someone. I read an article about it. It was the person basically, they don't like movies about black culture and black issues like at all, like regardless of like the context or if it's done well. Like, remember, the movie Dope, which is a great movie?
Yeah.
He had a negative review also. Like, he just doesn't like things that are about, the black experience, whatever you want to call it.
I don't identify personally with the movie Dope, obviously, but it's a good film.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Fukujima, I think, the guy that was going to do Flash, did Dope. Yeah. And if you haven't seen Dope, it's on Netflix. It's really good. Because it's a comedy. But if you've seen Super with Rainn Wilson, I was talking about this last night with a friend. It's a comedy that's also not a comedy because it's pretty visceral. Like, Dope is pretty it deals with shit, although through a comedic lens. It's a very interesting movie, and it's well shot, and that guy's hair is great.
I found out James Gunn was the director of Super. I didn't realize that until like way later, which is why he got hired for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Isn't Super like weird?
Yeah.
It's borderline uncomfortable, but it's super good anyway. It's also got Ellen Page in it. Strongly recommended.
Yeah. Someone says, "You guys know PureFlix is coming out with a Lee Strobel movie. Is it like a Case for Christ movie? Is that what's
Case
coming
for Christ? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna do that. Holy shit! Yeah. I don't like Lee Strobel. If you remember,
yeah.
Shocking. If you remember, back when like Steve Shives had fans, he did that great series, and I think he still does it. I haven't watched it in a while, but he does that great series, Atheist Read, and that's how I became familiar with the Case for Christ, and I've actually read it since then, because a family member gave it to me, a well-meaning family member, as you might imagine, and it's terrible. I really don't like Lee Strobel and the apologist of his kind who make shit up and obviously fake stories. And
no, I haven't read that in a long time, and to be fair, I didn't read it in its entirety because, but The big turning point for him was the Shroud of Turin, wasn't it?
Which we know is fake now. We know the Shroud of Turin was a fraud. Like,
how do you?
And I'm detaching that even from like the existence of a historical Jesus who was crucified or whatever. The Shroud of Turin, even if Jesus was literally God and I am wrong about my entire worldview, the Shroud of Turin would still be fake.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was interesting though. Like, I went through a phase where I was probably 18 or so. I was living in Florida, so I was probably 18. And I was like, okay, there's conspiracy theories all over the place. I'm going to actually look at them. So I looked at 9/11. I looked at JFK, which, by the way, the Zapruder film is fucking so gross, and I love it. It's great. You could slow it down frame by frame, and you can just see the fucking top of his head flop over. It's grody. But and there's also another lower angle that's super gross too. You guys should look up that stuff if you haven't already. But Shroud of Turin was there, and I looked it up. And again, I'm only 18, and I wasn't like the brightest. I was not the brightest. I wasn't the most diligent when it came to learning when I was, a young guy. And I was all about the Shroud of Turin. Not that I believed it, but that I was interested in it. Like, why is this thing taking hold? And by the end of it, I was just like, wow, that's fucking a hoax. Like the way they first, like when it first started becoming like a phenomenon, the way they like tested it was they only gave them like this burnt corner. And then they were like, okay, test that for radiometric dating. But of course the carbon is going to be like way off. So it was inconclusive, I guess. And they said that the sweat stains made the facade, I guess, you see on it. Anyways, it's a very interesting hoax. And I believe that the people that have it believe it.
Well, that's
but it definitely didn't start there.
They said it was it was like a really old hoax. It was a hoax from like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but it may be old, but it's still
Hitler
just an old hoax.
Right?
What?
Hitler sought after it, didn't he?
Was that even a thing? What year did that come out? I don't even know.
Hundreds of years. It was 1945 when Hitler died. Come on.
No, but I'm saying when they discovered the Shroud of Turin, Hitler was into the occult stuff, though. So he might have been
he was also into like all sorts of religious artifacts.
Yeah,
which is
I've seen Indiana Jones. I know.
Well, not just that, but like books.
No,
but it. I don't know. It's very interesting. I wonder if like. Can you imagine if there was probably an actual Ark of the Covenant at some point?
Sure,
it makes sense that they would make that. Can you imagine how actually shitty it probably is or was?
Oh, I bet it looks like shit. It'd be an interesting historical artifact to have, but it's funny. All the depictions are like perfect golden box with these beautiful angel sculptures on it. Like, really, you think the roving Jews with their limited probably supply of gold were able to make something that perfect? No. It's probably be a lot like the end of Last Crusade when Indiana Jones picks the cup and it's like the shittiest cup, and that's how he knew it was the correct one. Be like that. Samuel527 says, "Here is my question for Hugo only. If I got my waifu when I was 16, she is 14. Oh wait, if I got my waifu when I was 16, she was 14. That was 8 years ago. Is it wrong for me to still like my waifu, or is she grandfathered in?" You asked this on the last Patreon live stream. God damn it! I'm not going to answer your waifu question again. I already answered it. I don't remember what I said, but it was probably very mean towards you. So,
also, let's be real. If you're calling it your waifu, you don't have one.
No, if you're calling something your waifu, then you have bigger problems than whether or not she's grandfathered in.
She doesn't exist. That's the problem. Like, clearly she doesn't exist.
Yeah. Although the DNC just elected their new chairman.
It was like a half vote, wasn't it?
It was close, I guess. It's Tom Perez, who, like the Bernie Sanders, Justice Democrats people really did not want. So,
sounds good job, guys. Normal.
Yeah. Anyway. Lawsuit. Talk about the lawsuit. I knew this question was going to come. I think we got to talk to the lawyer one more time just to clarify what we can and can't say.
I have to finish paying as well.
Yeah. So
every day I've been sending many dollars.
Yeah.
And so it's almost paid off. And we'll actually have him on.
Yeah, and
we'll have him on live, and you can talk to him as well as us at the same time. We'll field all sorts of questions. But I want to make sure he's there because it's so weird. He tells you not to talk about it because you can't or you shouldn't. You ought not. It's in our best legal interest to not do it without him there. So, yeah, that's how it's going to be. We're going to have him on, and it'll be cool. Michael's a cool guy. You'll like him. Also available on the Twitter. At Geek Attorney, I think. He's a nice dude. We talked about playing video games together, and I would have had to sign a waiver because he's just a nice guy, but he's busy a lot. So,
yeah. So, anyway, we'll talk about that when we can. Seriously, we understand.
It'll be really soon. Yeah, no, I get it too, and it's actually
totally
I was actually very frustrated in the early stages of this, and I literally remade the first or second recap video of that like 3 or 4 times just for him. Like we had a lot more information we wanted to say, but he just like, you really shouldn't do that. Like, fuck. Okay. I don't like not being as transparent as possible. So I understand. It's probably more frustrating for me than it is for you.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't have a filter. You realize this, right?
Yeah, the legal system is just, I don't know.
It's so weird.
I get it, but anyway, we'll talk about that when we can. And someone asked, like, how do I put this in a way that's vague enough where I did? It's not the ideal circumstance, but it's not the bad circumstance, if that makes sense. We came out of this good.
Everything's fine.
We came out of this better than them. Does that make sense? That's all we can say.
Yeah. Oh, how you could chalk it up in the W column.
Yeah, sure.
How about that? But we can't say anything else. So,
yeah, well, like, seriously, we want to tell you guys and our plans for other things. Again, I got to be vague about it. Shit. Yeah, we'll tell you soon.
It's frustrating.
Hugo and Jake, what color Twi'lek is your favorite? I'm disappointed that I know what a Twi'lek is off the top of my head. I don't care.
Isn't that the aliens from Star Wars?
Yeah. I don't care. I only know one canon Twi'lek, and it was the one that died in Revenge of the Sith. So, Jake hashtag Jake is Hitler. Does Jake play any instruments or Hugo? I don't anymore. I used to play trumpet and tuba, but I didn't like it.
You are such a tuba guy.
I tried to learn guitar. I wasn't very good at it. And someday I would like to play the piano. I'm looking into like just a cheap keyboard I can buy on like Amazon with a headphone jack and like instructional books, just because I do this for a living, which does take time, but I have plenty of time like off, and I feel like I should be doing something productive. So I don't know. Plus, I think it'd be fun to learn to play the piano. So, I don't know.
I don't play anything, but I can. I'm basically Adele, so.
I think I've heard you sing. So no, you look a little bit like Adele.
She's hairier
on a bad day.
Nah, Adele is a very talented lady.
Hugo, do you hate sand? It's so coarse. I know, and it gets everywhere. Thanks, prequel meme, bro.
I hate you guys. The only thing I remember from Hayden Christensen's performance is how he tells Padme that he hates them. He goes, "I hate them."
I don't blame Christensen. I don't blame Christensen for that. That was a lot of it was Lucas.
Can you imagine like looking at a green screen for 7 months while doing that?
Oh, it would drive you fucking crazy. I can't even imagine. Those poor people.
Natalie Portman made it out all right.
Yeah, then she did Thor, which she doesn't like at all. She doesn't want to be in Thor. Fair enough. That poor guy, Jake Lloyd, got real fucked by that movie.
He was already kind of fucked up anyway. Didn't he have like behavioral issues?
Oh, he had like schizophrenia or something. Yeah, someone asked no super chat. I don't know. You know what? I do know what super chat is. It's that thing where people can pay to have their messages like.
No, what? Come on. Why do you want to pay money to have your messages show up? Come on.
If you want your message read that bad, tweet it at us at Hugo Reloaded at Bible Reloaded. Actually, I'm going to check that right now.
We're not gonna make you. We're not gonna. We are not nearly important enough for you to pay money for us to read your shit.
Yeah. Here's some tweets I've gotten in the meantime, by the way. And as I said, at Hugo Reloaded or at Bible Reloaded.
Sure.
I won't read people's Twitter things just in case you don't want people to stalk you. Hugo, do you like Jak and Daxter? Serious question for science. I've never played it, so no.
Jak and Daxter? I played that a long time ago. Wow, that's old as shit. I played Jak 3, which is basically Grand Theft Auto. Jak and Daxter.
That's odd.
You could like steal you could steal cars and shit and like kill people. You know how like Lego Batman or Lego Marvel, you kill people.
Gotcha. Someone asked, which one of you would survive the longest in a concentration camp type scenario?
Me. 2 reasons. I have more mass, so I wouldn't.
That's what I was thinking of mostly.
I wouldn't go, but also I'm just more iron-willed. Hugo would be like, just fucking burn me. Just fucking
burn him.
Put me in a shower. Put me in a shower. Shoot me in the face. I don't have any Wi-Fi here. I'm eating fucking maggots. Me, on the other hand, I'm over here scheming like, I'm gonna fucking kill all the Nazis. Let's have a revolution.
Need that sweet Zyklon B action up in here.
What did Zyklon B accomplish?
That's the thing they poured into the. That's the chemical.
But how?
That killed him.
Like what's the
poison
process of death?
I think it's like a poison that you breathe in and you die.
Yes, but what does it do to you, Hugo?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it has things like arsenic and cyanide and just a bunch of.
It's all of it.
Just all of it. Just
overkill poison.
I mean, I'd rather if I was in a concentration camp type scenario, I'd rather it be overkill poison than underkill poison. So
I suppose, yeah. Do you guys stream in the same room or different locations? We have been in different locations for a year and a quarter.
Yeah. I'm going to see him this summer, though, probably. So we should be doing some stuff together then. And then ideally, I'd move out there. But, that costs money. And, we work on YouTube. We don't make that much money. So,
we actually looked the other day because of the staff numbers. I think it was Red Letter Media each takes home about what we take home.
It
sucks for Red Letter Media. They probably make a little bit more because they're much more popular, but
it's more. I don't know if they have a Patreon or a donation. They
not the Patreon included, or whatever, or the merch or anything like that. I'm sure they are much like they do live stuff too, don't they?
They've gone to conventions and stuff. Right, I haven't seen anything like
that. Just based on YouTube ad rev, without anything else, they have about the same living as us if all of them get paid equal.
Plus, they spend a lot of money on. You can tell they put a lot of their money back into the production quality because they have decent cameras, and I assume they have decent editing.
We did too. I mean, I bought this computer and this.
Oh, but they have like sets and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they have.
We don't have enough money for that. Nor would we use it. I don't know how to make. Yeah, we have ideas for if Hugo moves out. Like a couch in a studio in a room in one of our houses. But
at best, the idea is that we would get like instead of this back and forth camera deal, we would both be sitting on a couch and there'd be kind of a set behind us, and we do a 3-camera setup, one on me, one on him, and one wide shot of both of us that you could cut between, just so it's a little more dynamic and looks a little better. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't know how to do shit. I barely know how to do this job, much less expanding.
Well, a 3-camera setup is pretty professional.
You'd think so. You'd think so.
What do you guys feel on fan art of you guys? I love it. Can you send me fan art? I'll put it on the board back here.
Yep.
So you can send that to our P.O. box, which is P.O. Box 4497, Visalia, California 93278. It's on my Twitter bio. If you ask me on Twitter, so just look at my Twitter bio. You can send us stuff in the P.O. box whenever you want. And if it's good, we might even bring it up on the show.
Someone asked me, Hugo, what do you think of my rat? And it is a naked rat, and I think it is gross. Your pet is gross. I'm glad you love that pet, but I think it's gross.
Ashley asks, hey, Bible Reloaded, what are all the things on your shelf? I'm always trying to figure out what the fluffy white plushie is. Okay, so let's go through this. This is, we're not going to do them all because Batman stuff like that. But this is a thing from one of my friends. I play League of Legends. You probably hear me talk about it sometimes. This is a character, Amumu. I used to play a lot of him. He's a little sad mummy. His character, if you can't see, he's just a depressed mummy that wants friends. But every time he touches things, he kills it on accident because he's cursed. So it's hilarious. This is there's bat plane. This is, what are these called? I forgot the name of the thing. The thing in the cave that Luke fights on Hoth. The fuck are these called? You guys know what these are called. Do you know what they're called, Hugo?
Wampa.
Wampa. Thank you. It's a Wampa, and he's adorable. And this is actually the softest fucking thing in the world. I'm pretty sure it's the softest. C3PO cup. We have a Boba Fett that's also like a samurai. That's pretty cool. I made this Spock. This back here is Happy Leatherface. Doctor Strange. We got the original Captain America shield. We have Han on Hoth. We got some other stuff. Most of it's like Star Wars because I used to get the Star Wars Loot Crate thing. Got Action Comics #1 down here. I don't know. Got a lot of stuff. It jazzed it up, and I already had all this shit anyway, so I figured, sure, let's make it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
I actually got this desk specifically because it had the shelves.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. A couple of questions quickly. How much money do you guys make? Pretty personal question. All I'll say is we broke poverty threshold like a year and a half ago.
We can't. I don't even know. YouTube doesn't like people.
No,
coming.
you can't.
Because our we make different ads money than other people. Like it's called CPM, and you're in different brackets depending on viewer retention and length of videos and comments, so viewer interactions, likes to dislike ratios, subscriber count, obviously. So it changes. Like someone with the same amount of subscribers as us could make 5-minute videos, get more views, and make less money.
Yeah,
because the way that works. Because the way they bid on ads, and I know we've talked about this more than once. They bid on ads, and they basically bid on brackets. Now I'm sure like people like PewDiePie, people bid specifically on PewDiePie or Markiplier, right, but not for people like us. So that's how we make most of our money is on there. But yeah, we don't.
Honestly, even us who've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years now, there are things about how YouTube calculates how we make the money that we don't understand that's behind the scenes, which is kind of bullshit, but what are you going to do? You know?
And YouTube takes like 40%.
No, it's more, it's like 45, I think. It actually used to be a little higher. I think it was 50.
Yeah, so. But they make a lot of money. You don't ever think that YouTube is like all about the creators. They listen to us, but also they take a lot of money. And I get it though. YouTube takes a lot of money to operate, so like I'm mostly fine with it. It's not like I'm butthurt about this being my job or anything. But I think all YouTubers think like YouTube could listen a little bit better.
Yeah. That's a good question. Someone asked, will Milo still be coming on the show? It's been a while since you mentioned it. Good question.
Oh, I was in contact with Milo.
Yeah. He was going to come on the show at one point, which is fine, even though we disagree with Milo on I think the vast majority of things outside of, being proponents of free speech and against people who are language police. But I disagree with him. That's why we were fine with having him on the show, because we wanted to have a discussion or have him on a chick tract or whatever.
Plus, he's usually a pretty good sport when it comes to that. Although his problem is he talks a fuck ton. But
honestly, also, I think the more I've listened to Milo, the more I realize I don't even know how much of what he actually says he believes and how much is he's just saying to get attention.
Yeah.
And I don't like to promote people like that. If you like Milo and you want to go listen to him, great, that's fine. I don't want to necessarily provide a platform for that. But then things happened, like he was on Drunken Peasants recently, and that's when the story broke, or whatever you want to say about him. I'm going to put this in quotes because I'm not going to put an opinion into this, when he was defending pedophilia or whatever. And like a lot of people have said, I think it sounds a lot like he's trying to justify what happened to him as a kid and trying to rationalize it. But I don't know.
So he admitted as much on his press conference. But basically, because I was in touch with him and 2 different managers. I don't actually know what they were. And I'm not going to give their names or anything, of course. So we had emails back and forth for about 2.5-3 weeks, and he was genuinely interested. Obviously, things were busy on his end, and he had gone to England or something and was coming on back, and then we were going to schedule time.
That's right around the election.
He actually canceled on us twice.
Yeah.
It was before the election, but it was things were coming to a head. And they openly expressed worry about him being alone with 2 atheists doing a thing. Like it was like he doesn't want to get ganged up on and stuff. It came across to me like it's kind of a facade that he's like, fearless in the face of dissent. It's more along the lines of, are you going to let me preach my shit, or are you just going to do your thing? And so he probably would have been a good sport on the chick tract. It was going to be about Catholicism. And I guess looking back on it, we would have made some pedophilia jokes. So maybe good for him that he wasn't, because he probably would have gotten triggered. Do you get it? Do you get it? No, he seemed like a fine person. Like he never came across as like pompous or like bullshit. He seemed genuine, but it definitely. Well, you didn't talk to him though. Like,
oh, fair.
But as far like he definitely puts on the facade of pomposity, but not in the emails. At least, like it was limited interaction. But it did definitely seem like it ended up being a maybe I ought not do this.
Yeah,
because it's we're two atheists that make fun of a religion that he has to support regardless of his personal belief in it because he's right wing.
Yeah.
So he bailed out.
Yeah. Someone asked, do you split the money from the channel 50-50? No, I let Jake just bend me over and fuck me. He gets 90% of the money and I live impoverished.
No, of course we do. We split everything 50-50.
Yeah.
We also split the workload 50-50 for the most part.
Yeah.
We'll do half videos. Like if he does, for instance, Hugo does most of the movie reviews. He just tends to be really good at it. And he seems to enjoy them. But so after that, we'll make sure that he gets like a Chick Tract, which is easier, or an Ask Hugo or something simple. And I'll usually take on the other big projects instead to kind of, not fuck Hugo too much.
Someone asks, Hugo, where do you get those helmets? They're lit, my dude. Amazon.com.
Our Patreon manager says, put my anime robot on your shelf. He sent me a bunch of weeb stuff for Christmas.
Yeah, I got it too. I still have
Evangelion.
Mine's sitting right over there. So
yeah, maybe I'll put it up. I literally looked at it probably 3 days ago and went, I'm not a weeb. Maybe I'll put it up as a joke though.
Yeah. Someone asked.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
Okay. Someone asked, "What's your opinion of Trump's first 30 days in office?" Also, it's their birthday, so happy birthday, person.
Who is there? Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. It's been everything I feared, but faster. Like I thought this was the amount of shit that was going to happen maybe in 6 months or a year. It's not the first month. It's been so bad.
Like, and I don't mean like just that I disagree with some of the policies were going to be. I disagreed with them anyway, most likely. It's just like the cowardice in the face of the news, and some people are going to be like, "Yeah, but they're calling him a fucking Russian spy," and they said golden showers. Calm the fuck on. He's the president. Do you think Fox News didn't say anything to Obama? He still called on Fox News in press conferences. They were still allowed in the thing, and I understand. You ran on a platform of fucking free speech, no pussies, and you're being a non-free speech pussy. Yeah. And the blatant lies through press conferences, like the thing we care least about is the inauguration crowd size, and he lied about it, and we can see it. And it's like, just why are you lying? I think the dude is actually, I think we got a Reagan situation going on. I think he's actually got some shit going. It could be just narcissism, like actual, genuine, clinical narcissism, which is a problem that he should probably get help for. I don't think he's going to. Or he's fucking, like, going... he's got some dementia happening, which is not unheard of for a person. He's almost 80.
His dad had that too.
It runs in the family.
And if you watch, and I'm not trying to be conspiracy. Hillary Clinton has, whatever.
Hillary Clinton might have fucking ass cancer right now. Who knows?
I don't care, but I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be like that. But honestly, if you go and listen to interviews with Donald Trump in the 80s and 90s, his entire speech pattern, the way he talks, is so different. And I don't know
if that's. Do you think that's coaching though? I
don't know. Something's not right with the dude. Whether it's just a personality disorder, like he's just a straight up narcissist, or
I hope
he's not a normal person.
My worry though is going to be one of those situations where they use his office as sort of they puppeteer him around because he's a confused old guy.
Oh, that's obvious because he doesn't.
I know, but it's like even for Donald Trump, that feels cruel. And I don't like the man, but it turns me off that people would do that to another person. Yeah. So that part bothers me too. And I don't, again, obviously this is conjecture, but it's, if he's all there, he was never a smart person. Like that's just the facts of it. And you can like what he represents. He kind of represents a tearing down of the establishment, which part of me really enjoys, but he's not just tearing down the establishment. He's taking us with him. That's not really a thing we want.
I
So I hope he makes America great again. I hope this first month is just a reverse flash in the pan. But it doesn't seem like it. Every single day that recently there was this thing about Reince Priebus going to the FBI and telling them or asking them to leak fake information to refute the Russia shit. Why not just have an investigation and say, yeah, I'm totally confident that they're not going to find anything, and then establish yourself as someone with character that wouldn't interact with Russia on the level that people are saying he's interacting. It's not just we should get along with Russia bullshit, which is the common, comeback at, oh, we don't want him to get along with Russia. Of course, we want to get along with Russia, but there's a difference between getting along with someone and being friends with them.
Sure.
And then having that friend buy you an election with or at least maybe he would have won anyways. But the fact that they are all the evidence from all the intelligence agencies point to they probably had an effect on the election. At least they tried. And the fact that they tried and that he's trying to cover up the fact that he probably knew about that rings terribly.
Yeah.
But investigate it. If it's not true, cool. That's fine.
Sure. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I think it's not going to happen in the next 2 years because Republicans and a lot of Democrats too. I'm not saying this is partisan. Politicians for their party have no fucking spine, and regardless of what Trump does,
I fucking hate the Democrats too. By the way,
yeah. But especially people like why am I forgetting his name now? I know this dude. I fucking hate this dude. Neck dude.
Turtleneck dude. Christie.
Yeah. No. Newt. No. Different one. Fuck, I can't remember.
Turtleneck. They're all turtleneck dudes.
Anyway, it's just hilarious how they obstructed Obama for 6 years that they had majority, and then now they're like, "Why are the Democrats not letting us do everything we want?"
Are they all drunk on scotch? What is that?
I don't know. That's just the voice I assume they have in their head.
Anyways, Corey asked, "What would God have to do to make you a believer?" Oh, you'd have to prove that they're God.
Yeah, sure.
You could say it comes down from the heavens, looks exactly like Jesus and performs miracles. I would believe that person exists that can perform this, but I wouldn't believe in their divinity and perfection and all the things that Christians say that Jesus would have. He would have to prove it in a way that would, and I don't know if that's it's not a display of magic tricks. How about that? It's not. If Superman came down, he's like, look at me fucking lift this building, and he just fucking does chest presses. That doesn't make me think you're a god. At a certain point, you got to do if he's actually Jesus, he could touch my head, or just send me thoughts and just have me know.
Sure. Someone asks thoughts on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so if you don't actually no, we do a channel called Unpopular Culture. We mention it sometimes, call it Unpop for short. We talk about this at length on 2 episodes. We do a weekly thing. That's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, just look up Unpopular Culture on the YouTube search bar. It'll be our thing. Are you gonna buy one? I'm thinking about buying one specifically because Zelda looks awesome, and because I could keep it on my desk. But what I think it's gonna be is an impulse buy. I'm gonna be I'm at Best Buy. I have my card on me. I guess I could just put it on the card. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. When you have the Best Buy card too, which I have one too, they're fucking excellent.
12 months, no.
I know.
No.
And that's the thing. The Nintendo Switch is $300 split up over 12 months with no interest. That's nothing. So, I mean, I guess for us, I don't know if you're younger.
I could have paid for that when I worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's nothing. I actually, with my Best Buy card, I just bought a new TV and sound system. It's pretty great, and it's over the course of 2 years.
I love that. Best Buy cards are fantastic, but
Best Buy overcharges you though, just so you know.
They do. Yes.
Check Amazon first, and they actually price match Amazon now. So
yeah,
definitely check that.
I don't know, man. Amazon's beautiful too.
I forget who it was.
You can get your groceries through Amazon. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. By the way, I forget who it was. Maybe they're in the chat. Was it Whiplash? I don't remember who fucking recommended Cody to me and was like,
it was Whiplash.
Was it? I finally did that. You were totally right. That is so convenient. And also maybe allegedly. So thank you for recommending that. I actually did finally do that. God. What else?
Do you actually trust us fans enough to let us send any questions we want to your lawyer live on the air? I trust our lawyer enough to not entertain it when he asks you if traps are gay.
He's
not even answer that. He's a cool guy, but I'm just saying, he'll pick the ones he answers.
Yeah.
Right? He's not gonna what's your social security number? The lawyer isn't gonna go, oh well, let me look at that.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good question. I've been waiting to talk about this. What do you think about the PewDiePie Washington Wall Street Journal? I mean,
okay. First of all, go to his videos yesterday and watch him fucking body the Wall Street Journal. I mean, other journalists are pouring out 40s today for the Wall Street Journal.
Oh my God. If you guys don't know what happened was PewDiePie was making, and if you haven't seen PewDiePie in years, he's actually very funny now. He's not so much the let's play. He actually makes very funny videos, which I guess is relative, but I've enjoyed some of his content since he's changed. And he was making Nazi jokes. I don't remember the context or whatever, but then all of a sudden a bunch of these news outlets, these bullshit opinion pieces were coming out about PewDiePie's a Nazi and an alt-right whatever bullshit la-di-da-di-da, and everyone all of a sudden started jumping on him about these clearly jokes. And I mean, everyone's talked about this. I think H3 probably did a video on it. I think JonTron talked about it. You know, there's a bunch of people talked about it already, so I don't need to go in depth, but it's hilarious that sometimes the mainstream media will jump on shit like this. And I don't like to use the term virtue signaling generally, because I think it's one of those phrases that gets thrown out so often it's lost all its meaning. But it's like the prime example of a newspaper trying to virtue signal and try and cater to a crowd that wants to be outraged at things that aren't outrageous. And I'm so glad that YouTube, the creators and other people, stood behind PewDiePie. We're like, no, fuck you. It was a joke. It was a funny joke. Suck his dick.
And Felix is in no need of money. But he did lose a lot of money on this, and I think he should sue the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, I'm all for freedom of the press and everything, but libel is libel. End of story.
Oh yeah, no, that has nothing to do with freedom of the press. No. So, for instance, this kind of ties in with the Trump press thing, saying that there's evidence that he is involved with Russia is not libel. Now, was it BuzzFeed doing the unsubstantiated piss thing? That's pretty libelous.
Actually, I think CNN and other places. I mean, the thing about
CNN didn't. CNN brought up the brief as a whole and didn't point out the P thing.
And actually, some of the parts of that
brief as a whole does exist. That's correct reporting.
Yeah, the parts of the brief have actually been substantiated since then, not the P part, which honestly I don't think it's true, but if it came out that was true, it wouldn't shock me. But that'd
be great. I would vote for him.
Other parts
in the next election, if he's like, yeah, I have Russian hookers pee on me, I'm like, I get it now. You did make America great again.
What the fuck was I gonna say? Shit, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, but other parts of the document were substantiated by other people in the intelligence community later,
pointing out that this brief exists and that Obama and Trump were briefed on it, and some of the information in it was reported by other news sources. But BuzzFeed going forward unsubstantiated and saying, "Hey, the president gets peed on by hookers." That's not good. Now, I think you'd have to show that the Trump had losses due to it for it to be successful. But it is
it's irresponsible.
It's super irresponsible. And if he sued them, I get it. He may sue them. He's very litigious. So who knows? But if you say incorrect things on purpose, like he's a Nazi sympathizer to PewDiePie, and he loses money like he did, fuck, dude. It's bad. The Wall Street Journal lost a lot of credibility. But I mean, for a thing with Wall Street in its name, can you really be surprised? Are you going to ask another question? Because I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Or do you want to talk about feuds more?
No, that's fine. That's all. Everyone's talked about it to death, but I guess I assumed people would kind of assume what our opinion is, considering the kinds of jokes we make and how you could make any joke you want, in my opinion, and that doesn't mean other people have to find it funny. We've made jokes that I understand why most people wouldn't find them funny, but jokes are jokes, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think saying Hitler did nothing wrong is obviously a joke every single time. Unless
it depends on the context, but I get it. It's a meme now, so I get it.
Unless it's Spencer, in which case he actively advocates for, ethnic cleansing. So, although I think he says the non-violent ethnic cleansing, like we just ship everybody out, but it's ethnic cleansing, and there's inherent violence with that. Anyways, that's another topic. This topic from fellow YouTuber.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm grumpy now.
Someone asked, what does litigious mean? It means likes to sue. You could have Googled that. I don't know why you needed me to tell you.
They probably couldn't spell it because I'm too smart. Anyway, fellow YouTuber Dieter Lukum asks, how do you guys go about picking guests? It's a rugged process. They have to do skills of strength and finesse and intelligence. And they have to pay us money. No, none of that. It's basically just, who do we like? Who do we watch? Who do we think would be good at ad-libbing with us? Who do we think we'd have chemistry with? And who is a regular YouTuber? Not someone that like made a video a year ago and they plan on making another video. It has to be something they're in the community. People know of them. And it could be like 5,000 people, or it could be like we did one with Bunty King. He has like 10,000 subscribers.
I think our general rule is 10,000 or up.
Well, not really as a rule. It just shows that if you have 10,000 subscribers, that means you're actively YouTubing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's some people throw around the fact that they're YouTubers just because they upload all the time, but that doesn't make you a YouTuber. I think if you make If you make money on YouTube at a good enough clip to consider it a source of income you count on, I think that makes you a YouTuber. It could be, I don't know, it could be a subscriber. I don't think I've ever looked at anyone and gone, oh, they have 3 subscribers, they're shit. But if you, I don't know, it's just the consistency and the want to be on YouTube making content. And being funny, obviously, is a thing that we look for, and because someone's got to be funny on this show, and I don't know, it's not like we don't have like a list we check off. It's just like you kind of know, like, oh, this person would be good on a chick track, and so that's just how it goes. Like, there's another guy, like John Scarce wants to come on, which is cool. I'd love to have John Tron on, but I don't think he even knows who we are.
No, I guarantee he doesn't. Especially after he went on, was it Sargon's podcast thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Philly D did as well, but Philly follows me on Twitter, so.
Oh, yeah, maybe I get it. I understand.
He wouldn't do it.
I understand that we are potentially detrimental to a popular YouTuber's image. I understand that, but be nice to have someone. Someone asks, can you punch a Nazi? You can. The answer is should you, or the question is should you rather. I assume you're referencing that time that alt-right guy who coined the term alt-right, but he's really a neo-Nazi, got punched in the face.
Richard Spencer.
Here's the thing about that. I think you can punch anyone in the face if you want, but you're gonna have to deal with the recourse. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. I've watched the video of him getting punched in the face a few times. I think we used it once in a video as a joke. I think that's fucking hilarious. I think if anyone deserves to get punched in the face, it's that guy. But the guy who punched him can also get charged with assault for that. So you got to deal with it.
Also, like, you have to understand, as Richard Spencer, you're going into a place on purpose, and they know who you are. You are you are labeled a Nazi, whether or not that's correct. I think of all the people that have been called Nazis recently, he's the closest to an actual Nazi.
Yeah, that
word. Not Trump. Trump is like, he's a puppet of people trying to get their shit done, basically. Richard Spencer actually advocates for a lot of Nazi-esque things. So calling him a Nazi or what, and also when asked directly, he doesn't renounce Nazism, which is the easiest thing to do. Whatever. Anyways, can you actually be surprised that he got punched in that scenario? Imagine if Trigglypuff, or a male version of that, because some people are averse to punching women. I'm not. I'll punch you all. Imagine if Trigglypuff or a dude version of that, which I can't think of, is Arthur Cho that?
I don't know who that is, so I couldn't say.
Steve Shives. Have Steve Shives go to a fucking Spencer rally or a Make America Great Again rally. Are you surprised if Steve Shives gets punched in the fucking face? Are you surprised? No. Should he get punched in the face? No. But are you surprised? Why are we outraged? It's so fake outrage. It's just like this. I want to be alt-right, and it's no. This happens all the time. All the time. We can't. Being outraged about it is not wrong. The discussion after that is totally fine and natural, and actually is valuable. Ought we punch people we disagree with? No, of course not, because it gives legitimacy to their message. But being upset that he got punched at all, he could have got punched at a bar for less of a disagreement. Like, when no one gives a shit. I don't know. It's just it. I am incapable of being genuinely outraged about shit that's obvious. Like, I don't know why people are like, "Oh my god, he got punched so hard. He was fine. He got punched." Like, it's a thing that happens, and of course, they don't advocate for violence. Like, I think Antifa is probably, if they're not a terrorist organization, they're as close as you can get without being one. Like, when they start killing people, then they're definitely that. And I know that there's been some beatings and shit, which I don't agree with at all. And they've infiltrated some otherwise peaceful protests, which, by the way, protest is 100% democratic, and you should always do it if you feel strongly enough to do so. But Antifa is just, I don't know, there's just this radical thing. And I don't know about this, a bunch of people thinking like George Soros bankrolls these people like $1,500 a week or some shit I heard recently. Like, you realize how much money that is? Not even George Soros could bankroll this kind of shit. It's not, like, he's fucking well off. He's not, it's stupid.
That, but, like, the day after the inauguration, that Women's March was supposedly like one of or the biggest worldwide march in history. Like, protest, just the number of people, which doesn't surprise me. I saw the pictures. There's a ton of fucking people out there. I get it. Those people are genuinely mad. They're not getting paid.
Yeah. And I don't know why it's surprising for people to say, "Oh, look at those people. They're genuinely mad." No, they're just whiny.
I think it's because people, because of the echo chamber, and we've talked about this before, how echo chambery it has become for everyone because of the internet and stuff. I think it has become harder for people to understand that there are people out there who genuinely disagree with you and are not monsters, regardless of what side you on. It's not that they're just retarded or evil. There are or whatever. There are people out there who disagree with you for a myriad of reasons.
Right. And this goes to like our liberal viewers too. Like, not everyone with the MAGA hat is an evil person. Like, it's just not the case. Some of them have good points.
No.
Some of them are totally batshit. Same on the other side. Same on your side. Like, it just, I don't know. People are so weird with their identity politics. They're like, "I'm not a part of identity politics." Meanwhile, they have a MAGA hat or they have a fucking pro-Hillary shirt and they're in a march for that side. Yes, you are. Yes, you
I think it's... Have you seen lately, there are a bunch of Republican congressmen and women and stuff, and they're so befuddled by all of a sudden their town hall meetings are getting overrun by people who are mad at them.
Like, listen
and they're
to
like,
them.
And it's like, yeah, they're your constituents. You don't just represent the people that necessarily voted for you. You represent that district or state or whichever, part of Congress you're in.
Statesmen are so fucking rare now. It's
crazy. So bad. And it was funny, too, because Marco Rubio said he couldn't attend a town hall meeting because he was in Europe or something. But it turns out he wasn't. Like, he just skipped the meeting and people found out and, like, were super pissed.
They're going to lose all their jobs. And some of those people totally deserve it and are trash. But there's a place for conservative voice in politics, and they're gonna lose all their fucking jobs if they keep ignoring everybody. It's so retarded. I don't know. This whole thing is just crazy, and I strongly believe that if Hillary was president, none of this would be going on.
There'd definitely
not because she's good at anything. I just feel like he's so polarizing that and he ran on this fucking rhetoric that it just brings that out in people. And now I'm not gonna go march on shit. I don't like
things have to get pretty bad for me to
nah. But some people react differently, and the fact that he ran on such a anti-immigration and like most of the country is at least somewhere down the line you can remember the people that immigrated here, whether they're your great-grandparents, grandparents, or parents. I don't know, man. It's not so, again, I'm not surprised any of this is happening.
No, this was
it bothers me.
This was writing on the wall if he got elected. I thought this was pretty obviously what was going to happen. He's doing things he said he was
majority of people are not supportive of him. Even Fox did a poll yesterday, and it had like 45,000 people. It was a TV Fox poll. 71% think he's failing right now. Fox
it's an internet poll. I voted in that poll. That's why you shouldn't do internet polls. It's worthless. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, they got tweeted.
Oh, okay. But still, I mean, the fact that that's happening, though, like... Anyways, how did your girlfriends feel about all the gay jokes you guys make about each other? They think we're gay. What country are you fleeing to when Trump turns America into a fascist regime? That's not going to happen. At least I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think his cabinet are smart enough to do that.
I actually was going to say, I was on Reddit the other day, and I was on Ask Historians, which is a great subreddit, by the way, very heavily moderated. You have to cite your sources. It's a great subreddit. And one of the historians there, or he's a history professor or something, was talking about, and he specializes in World War II. And he was like, honestly, it's actually kind of astounding watching the Trump administration doing what they're doing, because you can tell there are actual parallels between them and some of the people in the Nazi regime, not like the Holocausty parts, but they have the
politicizing of
right. And they have this grand vision for what they want the country to be, and they're trying to push it that way as best they can. And he said, it's like watching Nazis, but if they were retarded.
It really is like that, because they were so well organized, the Nazis specifically. They had this really charismatic, genuinely intelligent, if not, he was probably a sociopath or psychopath, but he was genuinely intelligent, articulate, knew how to fucking command a room, practiced his speeches, wrote his own speeches. Like, Hitler was a genuinely excellent orator, and fuck it, he deserves the compliment. Of all the things, he deserves it. And he was really good at, how Neil deGrasse Tyson can explain quantum physics to you but not make you feel retarded?
Okay, sure.
Hitler could explain his message to people in a way that made them. He would drag up prides in their country and their heritage, and he would twist it just enough to get you to get emotional about it. And he could do that even with his advisors. He was a manipulator. Trump is not that. Trump is being manipulated.
Yeah,
it's quite clear that it is really like retarded Nazis, and that's actually hilarious. Yeah, no, I don't think this is going to turn into a fascist regime. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a total collapse of the Tea Party.
I don't know why you have the confidence that that's going to happen. I have no confidence.
Not a collapse in that no one's going to fucking vote for these people if this keeps up.
I don't think so. I think that the kind of people that vote for, and I don't mean there are tons of Republicans who just vote but I mean the hardcore Trump people, the people who have totally bought in. There is nothing that's going to change their mind at this point. They're in it. They're in it.
Yeah, but when he doesn't make America great again, he makes their lives worse because he's repealing all these things. Then
it's still Obama's fault.
Sure, but there are some people that will be like that. But the fact that people we have never seen this type of reaction from the right as far as negativity towards their own people. We haven't seen this, and that's why I think like he's probably going to get impeached if there's an actual investigation to any of this sort of shit.
Not at least for 2 years. It would have to be.
I think it'll be after the midterm for sure.
And even the midterms are going to be so rough. The Democrats are defending more seats than they stand to gain.
It doesn't even matter. I'm just saying it's like the people that jumped on the Trump train within that party are being ostracized by the McCains of the world. They're like, and people are on the team of like old Republicans still. So it's going to be very interesting. I don't know. It's it's just it's bizarre as fuck. There's no thing, because I studied history too, and there's nothing I can really point to go like, oh, it's like this, because it's not.
No, I know you can tell. This is going to be one of those things that in 50 years, it's going to be in a history book, and it's going to be something. There'll be at least a section on this. Like, here's what happened during the 2016 election and the aftermath and the Trump presidency and administration, and here's how it changed the political spectrum, because it is going to change stuff, because it is very odd.
And I hope it's a positive result in the end. And I don't necessarily mean like, I hope the right wing falls apart and it's liberal forever. I mean, just the way we conduct our business. I feel it's changing, because so many people are already fatigued of this shit. And it's been, what it was today, the 25th. It's been a month and 5 days.
15 days.
15? Was it the 10th?
He got sworn in on the 10th, didn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Well, I thought it was the 20th, but whatever.
Anyway, yeah. Did you see, by the way, today, Trump, it was the dumbest tweet. He's like, why isn't the media covering that in the first month I've been in office, the national debt has gone down such and such? And everyone tweeted at him. My first thought was, you haven't passed a new budget, you idiot. That's still under Obama's, you fucking moron. Like, that's the thing. That's what I dislike the most about Trump. It's the blatant lies and intent to spread disinformation and not caring.
I think he's genuinely ignorant of it, though.
Maybe he probably doesn't know how a federal budget works, like at all, and how deficits work.
Debt and deficit.
I know, because whether you like Obama or not, under his presidency, most of the years he was in office, the deficit shrank. It did. That's a fact. You can't argue with that. And the debt did go up, but he was saddled with a lot of shit. And you know what? Obama did a lot of shit I disagree with too. That's not the point. I'm not here to suck Obama's dick, but I'm just saying that is a fact. The deficit shrunk under Obama. Under Trump, I don't think that's going to be the case, because he's going to put a lot of money into military, and we'll probably get into a stupid war that we don't need to, and you get it.
Who do you prefer to punch, a Nazi or a Muslim extremist? A Muslim extremist, because they're actually affecting things right now.
I'd go Nazi.
A Nazi today, or a Nazi like in the 40s? In the 40s, you pick Nazi, but if it's today, like Richard Spencer's over there with his nice hair, being like, maybe fuck Jews? And then
I'd punch him.
And then the Muslim extremist over there is like, no, we're killing Jews.
But the Muslim extremist, if I punch them, they're not going to care. They'll just be like, and they'll be mad, or they're already mad. I want to punch a Nazi because, like, God, I don't think they get it enough adversity, if that makes sense. Like, people are already shooting at the Muslim extremists. No one, the Nazis now are just like, hey, I'm a Nazi, whatever. I'm talking about real Nazis, not like PewDiePie's a Nazi. I mean, like, actual, fuck the Jews.
They do exist, like, there are neo-Nazis, but...
Did you see I forget, what did you say the guy's name was, the Nazi guy, the alt-right guy?
Richard Spencer.
Yeah, the website he runs or something, they actually, he didn't write this or anything, but it was an article that they had on the site, because it's run similar, there's opinion pieces and stuff, and one of them was, they since deleted it, but it was like, how do we take care of the black problem? And it was literally like, do we make it so they aren't allowed to have children? Like, how do we make it so they're not around anymore, basically? It was literally like, how do we genocide black people in America? It was fucked. It was bad. It was bad, but whatever.
That's pretty great. That's pretty fantastic. You know what, though? Genocide does work. It would genuinely take care of the problems you have with all the people.
If we killed everyone?
No, I mean, like, if you have a problem with, like, Japanese people and their culture, if you genocided the Japanese people, it would be fixed.
Here's the thing about this, though. The thing about it's so funny to me about groups that really, really hate other groups and want to get rid of them. Like, let's say, for instance,
weebs.
I'm gonna paint a picture. Imaginary world. Let's say Trump really did go crazy, and this is not what I think Trump actually is. But let's say no, fuck it. I'm gonna get rid of the whole Trump metaphor. Hitler. Let's say Hitler actually won. Let's say Hitler won, took over the world. He actually exterminates all the Jews, right?
Yeah.
And then he probably goes to war with Japan because that alliance.
Russia, Japan.
Yeah. Let's say he won though. And ethnically, he makes the entire planet somehow what he wants it to be. No Jews, just,
And Aryan?
Sure. But
wow, Africa, India, Japan, Native Americans.
Okay, let's even say it's just within the borders of Germany. Okay,
I'm better with that.
Just within the borders of Germany, he makes it all ethnically what he wants it to make it. But the country still isn't perfect because no country is. There's still tons of problems. He would have to find another scapegoat. He would say, okay, here's a new division, and now these ones are the bad guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. For
so
sure. That's how his rhetoric operated, but...
Yeah. And that's why I think, again, with Trump, which is, again, he's not a Nazi. This is totally different, but you can't deny that the scapegoating tactics are similar. And Hitler isn't the only one to do this. Lots of leaders who strong-armed their way into power have done this. They find a group and they blame it on them. Illegal immigrants, the Mexicans, the whatever. If Trump were to somehow magically get rid of every illegal immigrant in this country, if anything, I actually think it would cause more problems than it would solve because a lot of the jobs are taken by illegal immigrants that people don't want to do. And that would be a problem. But
especially in agricultural settings, like the Midwest specifically, there's tons of seasonal work, and some of them are illegal.
Sure. So I don't know. I just think even if that were to happen, he'd somehow have to scapegoat onto someone else because he doesn't have actual solutions to problems. He's good at pointing out problems, but he doesn't actually understand the depth and complexity of them. So
sometimes the problems aren't even real, though. Like Sweden?
Yeah, that's true also. But that's not his fault, Jake. You see, he got that information from Fox News, and because of that, it's not his fault he lied to people as the president.
I don't need the president to be well-read, necessarily. I'd prefer it, obviously. But just don't lie. Just don't lie. That's what you need to do. Like, lie when it's important. Like, no, we don't have soldiers in this specific area that will put their lives in danger if I disclose that. But, like, don't lie about obvious shit to the American people. We're not all retarded. We're not all just on Facebook. It's silly. But, I don't know. I think it'll be fine eventually. I just think there's so much... people think this is new, though, this division. But most of those people haven't lived through the other division. Like, the 90s was just as divided. Like, it was... What? That's just... See, you were too young.
Yeah,
it's OJ, Rodney King, the race riots specifically were a huge thing. Like, race was a huge issue in the 90s. In the 80s, you have the Cold War coming to a close, and just, communism and just that whole thing. And that actually rears its head a couple times, especially during the Red Scare. In the 70s, you have wars and stuff like that. In the 60s, obviously, you have more wars, but more race riots. We've always been this divided culture, and no one seems to understand. Because I think a lot of people, like, your first flashbulb moment between your birth and now was 9/11. Most people that are, like, in our social groups, because a lot of them are millennials. And you remember the unification that 9/11 caused. And you think, oh, we're very homogenous. We all were very, like, anti-terrorism, pro-America, yay baseball, like Americana George Bush, yay Obama. It really, like, say what you will, the Obama, presidency brought people together. It was like this really cool moment of the first black president. He was a really positive guy, charming, well-spoken, good at speaking. So you have 9/11, all the way through the Bush years, which Bush got a little divisive, obviously, but not a lot of people were anti, everyone else. And then the Obama years, and then it starts to really, the right wing specifically starts to really be like, no, Obama's garbage. And then this keeps happening, and then now Trump's in office, and we see the head of the divisiveness. And that's really what it is, because historically we've never been homogeneous. Like, we had a fucking civil war. It's been worse. It's been way worse. We just have social media now, so you hear about it all the time. It's just, so putting it in perspective, not that big a deal overall. As far as the butting of heads, the situation is a big deal because we should take care of it. And I don't mean like fucking kill Donald Trump. I mean, we should take care of how our elections are run, how we have money in politics, the standard to which we keep the truth keeping of people in office and the press, because the press has been a problem. How we keep free speech with social media, and how we react to different types of speech. Just all sorts of shit. It's a really complex situation, and it's not just Trump is garbage, the left is great, or the left is garbage, Trump is great. It's in the middle. It's always going to be in the middle, because that's just how it is. We'll settle to the mean. And so, I don't know, anyone that's just actually freaking out, calm the fuck down. But anyone that's not alarmed, calm the fuck up. Because you should be alarmed, because it is a problem. So
sure. Yeah.
Did I nail that or what?
Yeah, it was all right. Someone asks Hugo, would you kill Jake for $1 billion? Absolutely. Yeah. Not even that's I would expect him to do the same in return, quite honestly. So
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense to keep you alive at that point.
No, I'm not worth $1 billion. I mean, my life is worth less than $1 billion. That's a. Come on. I think the U.S. military actually values a human life at something like $6 million. That's how they figure out, like, collateral damage and stuff like that.
That's a lot.
Yep.
So if anyone offers you to put a hit on someone, ask for $6 million.
Oh God. Anyone else have any questions? We're getting close to the end of this. I don't know if we're going to get to the comic because we talked for so long. So it's a boring comic.
Though that was a very interesting conversation. I liked it.
Yeah, we actually were. Those Truth for the Youth. For those of you who don't know, who don't go to the Patreon shows because you're not a Patreon, this is very similar to how those are, and we'll often read a comic. There's these Truth for the Youth things. We read one during our 12-hour live stream, or however long that was, 8 hours. Yeah. I don't know. But we only have one left that we haven't done.
Nice.
I'm sad now, though. But
oh well, it's okay. I have pamphlets and shit we could read through.
I guess someone says, "When's Kenneth?" That's probably going to be recorded when I go and visit Jake. It's hard to do in separate rooms because of lag. So
yeah, we could I thought about different ways to do it. What we could do is he could play it without me, and then I could comment. But that feels really just because we don't usually fudge shit. It's all pretty genuinely just us talking. So yeah, it would be awkward, not what you wanted. For those of you who don't know what Kenneth is, there's a series on, again, Unpopular Culture that we play. We did New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, and we made a character, Kenneth, who he's an old guy. He was non-violent, couldn't kill anybody, and had to pick up litter. And he was trying to make 1,000 caps to bet it all on black at the casino, and he did.
Yeah. So Amber Wood says, if my husband dies, I get $400,000. I don't know. I get why you brought that up in regard to the human life thing, but I'm now worried for your husband. So
maybe he's a douche.
Oh, maybe. Then kill him. I don't care. Make it a fire and make it look like an electrical thing. They'll never catch you.
Wow, that's...
Hugo, have you seen La La Land? Yeah, I mentioned that briefly at the beginning of the live stream. I enjoyed it. It's a little up its own ass, but I really like musicals. So, a lot of people said the middle got boring. I want to actually address a criticism a lot of people had. In fact, Red Letter Media, whom I love, criticized it for this, and I totally disagree with them on this. They were like, well, in the middle it gets kind of boring and the musical numbers really drop off. Yeah, that was the point. The entire point, at least how I interpreted it was the love affair between these two people, and when they're together, their life is music. It's like an old-timey musical. And then in the middle, they start having problems and it starts getting more real, like real life, and the music drops off for a while because that's reflecting the reality of the situation. Shit isn't all sunshine and happiness and whatever. And then in the end, they come together. Spoilers, not really. They meet again, but not under necessarily the circumstances you would think. And the music comes back strong in the end, and it's a great musical number. And I think it's just reflective of the idea that we idealize relationships and certain periods of our life in certain ways, and that's not the reality of the situation. But I like the movie. I don't think it's going to deserve Best Picture, though. But
that sounded like pretentious bullshit.
If you like musicals, definitely check it out, especially like old style Hollywood musicals like Singing in the Rain. It's an homage to that kind of stuff.
Fuck musicals, they're garbage.
No, they're great.
How old is Jake? How old am I? What?
You're 27 yet, or are you still 26?
I'll be 29 this summer, so I'm 28.
Wow. Holy shit, you're almost 30, you old fuck.
Yeah.
You disgust me.
Anyways, what do you think of black metal, and are you a metal fan? And then there's a crying, laughing emoji and a laughing emoji without the tears. I don't know why those are there. Metal's garbage. Metal has always been garbage and will always be garbage. Always. Here comes the thing about metal. Hold on. The thing about metal specifically is most of them, and not all of them. There's some like I don't know. There's some stuff that is actually genuinely very good, but most metal is about the expression of anger. And it feels fake. like it just feels fucking fake. You're like, I'm fucking angry, Satan fucking angry. It's like, come on. Like, now Marilyn Manson, which I don't really care for his sort of industrial metal sound. I don't know what that's actually called. Some of his lyrics are actually about society and like how stuff is fucked up. Oh, okay, whatever. But some, like, it's just Gwar, for instance. It's just guttural pulp bullshit. I don't know. Like, there's not anything there for me. And when I listen to music, I prefer it to be at least partially inspired by something. Like, it doesn't just anger in general is. And a lot of people are gonna say like, oh, this song here and this song there. Yeah, but you know for a fact that, like, come on, like, be real. A lot of it's garbage. There's some really great stuff, but there's a lot of it's garbage. And that goes for most genres of anything. But like rap, for instance, is fucking just 80% of it is just like, look at this money. I fuck bitches. I have a car. I smoke weed. I was a criminal. Like, it's nothing. It's bullshit. And then you listen to like Tupac, and he's talking about like a struggling single mother, and you're like, okay, that's an actual fucking song about a thing that has a good beat and good rhymes. And so it varies, of course, just like any other genre. Country songs, for instance. I love America. I have a dog. We drink beers. I have a boat. Like, it's not things that people give a fuck about. It's just pop with a cowboy hat. So, yeah. I hate most music.
Okay.
Hugo doesn't listen to music, by the way, unless it's like show tunes.
Speaking of which, favorite musical, Hugo? Hamilton. My new favorite musical is Hamilton.
What was your former favorite?
Book of Mormon was up there, and then before that, maybe Annie. So, yeah. Annie. Yeah. I'm all about that hard knock life, yo. What else?
Oh.
Hold on, we're getting a lot of comments now. I'm trying to...
Yeah, a lot of comments about their shitty metal tastes.
I'm sure. I knew the minute you started talking about that, I was like, oh,
fuck metal.
It's good to have contempt for your audience.
Yeah, I have strong contempt for any one of you that likes metal. Like, especially if you exclusively listen to metal. Like, look in your closet. Is the primary color in your closet black? Calm the fuck down. Like, get over yourself. Oh, I have long hair and piercings. I'm
Oh
edgy.
God.
No,
Someone said Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, I am so sick of people liking Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Do you think it's a hipster thing? Is that why? Because
No,
it's definitely a hipster drama kid.
It predates. It's a drama kid thing. It's let's go to the. If you have fun with it, I'm not actually mad at you. A lot of this comes from I had an ex-girlfriend who was fucking insane and loved that shit. And,
oh yeah, she was a weirdo.
Yeah, and oh my God. Have fun if you have fun, but I hate it. I don't like the movie even for camp value. I don't like the music. The only part of it that even stands out to me is Tim Curry, obviously. But even that, like, Tim Curry's been in better shit. Like, I'll watch fucking Clue before I watch Rocky Horror Picture Show again. Although it's kind of funny that Meatloaf is in that movie. But other than that, nah.
Why can't the live shows start on time? The broadcast TV shows do it. No, we had technical difficulties. Also, we hate you.
Jesus Christ Superstar. You know, I like Jesus Christ Superstar and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which were done by the same guy. I want to say Andrew Lloyd Webber. They're all right. I don't like the 70s version of Jesus Christ Superstar, though. Very, very 70s.
I don't like musicals, but I do like plays. If you want to go, to other stage performances, like Hamlet, Much Ado About Nothing is a fantastic play that I think everyone should see. It's a comedy. It's one of the few non-tragedies that Shakespeare wrote.
He wrote plenty of comedies. Are you kidding me? He wrote tons of comedies.
Where no one died. No one died.
He wrote dramas and comedies.
Right, but anyways, it's there's not a lot of popular ones. How about that? Because most of them are like Romeo and Juliet, where they fucking try to kill themselves, and Hamlet, where it's really dark, and fucking Othello, and you know what I'm saying.
Those are dramas.
Yeah, Much Ado About Nothing's fantastic though. So go see it if you have a chance.
Someone asked if we would do parkour. Yeah, hold on. Look at. Do I look like I'm parkour ready? No.
Was that your highest jump? Was that what you got?
No, it was lower for comedic effect.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, those legs are atrophied. But no, parkour is not. Even when I was in shape, fuck parkour. It's not cool. It's lame. It's just lame. Parkour is the athletic equivalent to putting spinners on your car.
Someone always asks this question: what YouTube channels do we watch? Red Letter Media, JonTron, a newer one which I really like is Ralph the Movie Maker. He's funny. I
like Ralph.
Yeah.
I watch I'm a Cutie Pie. I watch Dom, if you know who those people are. I watch Markiplier when he does a horror game.
Sure.
Not for the jump scared bullshit like when he used to do. Like I don't watch Five Nights at Freddy's, but I watch like Soma or I watch his Resident Evil playthroughs, and I looked forward to those. I watch PewDiePie sometimes. I think H3H3 and iDubbbz are probably up there.
I like a lot of the
people that we interact with that I watch. Poisoning the Whale makes really good stuff. Don't tell him I said that though.
I like a lot of those channel awesome original people. Lindsay Ellis, I like some of her series, and I'm sure some of you are gonna be like, they're gonna. Some people be like, oh, she's an SJW. That's not the point. I like her content. Cinema Snob, great guy. Watch his stuff. Doug Walker, I watch Nostalgia Critic, but I like his editorials more so.
Joe Rogan. Sure. If you haven't watched Joe Rogan, the Powerful JRE on YouTube, it's the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. He interviews people all the time. He interviewed Neil deGrasse Tyson the other day, and it was just fucking fantastic. My friend Joel watched it twice in a row. It's just he also does. If you like MMA, he does a fight companion to all the fights. If you're an MMA fan, you probably watch Joe Rogan anyways. But he's a really good. He puts out really good stuff. I'm trying to think of someone else. Oh, Kyle Kalinske. I watch Secular Talk all the time too.
Yeah. Someone also mentioned Todd in the Shadows a bunch. Yes, I like Todd in the Shadows. He's fine. He's not my favorite, but I do like him. But I'm not really a music person, but his commentary is pretty good.
Never seen it. I'm trying to think of music people I watch. I don't really.
Yeah. He's kind of like the how do I describe it to you? He's like the nostalgia critic of music, of pop music. He makes fun
I
of
watched
it.
the Needle Drop then.
Yeah.
For music.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of his reviews. He's actually really good. I also like his second channel, That Is the Plan, for his meme reviews.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. That's funny.
We didn't start the cancer. He's good.
Mm-hmm. When do you invite Kyle on for a chick chat? Probably eventually. We had him on to discuss Justice Democrats a while ago, but yeah, he'll probably come on.
Him and I were talking, and he was going to come on, but Hugo got sick, so we canceled, and then he launched Justice Dems. And he's like, hey, can I come on? And instead of doing a chick chat, can I just do the Justice Dems thing? Because I'd like to talk about it. And I think we both found it interesting enough to do it, and it was interesting. So he intends on doing one. So there's the answer. He'd be good on one too. He's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah. Someone just sent me a video on Twitter. I don't know if it's someone from the live stream or it's just someone tweeting me. But they sent me a McGee and Me video, and they're like, "Have you seen this?" Yes, McGee and Me is also. I watched that as a kid. It's definitely on the review list. I just need to find a good episode to really. It's one of those things where I know it's funny, but I just need to find the right episode. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. It's for those of you who don't know, McGee and Me was a Christian kid show where a young boy who was probably incredibly schizophrenic draws a character and it comes to life and helps him with his problems. So
that's good.
Yeah. Which one of you is my dad? That would be me. That'd be me.
How old are you?
I'm actually 47. I actually look better than you'd think for my age. So.
Oh. Womp womp.
Thoughts on ASMR? Isn't that the thing where people get really close to the microphone and make noises or stuff? Or it's, you know what I mean? No. It's like,
do you guys, hold on. Do you guys like this? Do you guys like this a lot? Is this a sexy angle of me? Do you like my jawline? Hugo, I shaved my neck beard today. Came down all the way to here, like right here. Shaved it. Shaved it right off. It was delicious. Delicious. I ate it. I don't really know what's going on anymore. You guys getting sleepy?
Quinn said,
"Oh God, no!" She liked it.
She said, "No, it's not about that." But she said she was forced to watch all of the McGee and Me videos. I'm assuming this was as a child, and I'm also assuming I've never watched. For those of you who don't know, she does cam girl stuff for a living. I assume that's where maybe if you have any sort of S&M things, that's probably where that came from. That kind of torture. That's where you develop that fetish.
I can't finish unless someone hits me. That's not what Quinn does. Anyways, we give her regular shout outs on this show. Isn't that weird?
I know, because it's just such an interesting person to know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I respect it so much. I have such little body confidence that I respect the fuck out of a person that's like, yes, you know what I'm going to do for a living? Be naked on camera and it's going to be great. Like and doing it while wearing clown makeup. Like holy shit. If I ever have that level of confidence, you will never see me on this show again. I'll just be successful in everything because of my confidence. I didn't know that. She actually just said her parents are Southern Baptist. Do they know what you do for a living? Do you still talk to them? Like,
wait, should we have?
Maybe we should have her on and talk about that because that sounds like, yeah.
I should send her a link to the Hangout. We could talk about. Fucking. Does your family know that you fuck on cam sometimes?
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck? I'm not getting live chat things anymore.
I am. I can look.
Oh, here it is. No, I was just on the wrong thing.
Okay.
We guys make another appearance on Drunken Peasants. Also, Kenneth. We already talked about Kenneth. I'm sure we'll be on Drunken Peasants again.
It's been a while, but
I haven't talked to TJ about it. Every time we talk, it's just kind of casual. I don't know. Probably. I don't see why not. TJ and I talk. I don't know. Not all the time, but like weekly or bi-weekly usually. At least a little bit. He's a nice guy. I think people are getting finally clued into the fact that TJ's a genuinely nice dude.
Yeah.
Over time, which is actually interesting because he used to have this persona of like he just hated everybody, which may have been the case at some point, but I've never once experienced him being rude for no reason unless it was him doing an act on like the show.
Sure.
Like he's never been an asshole. I can't say the same for other YouTubers in this community that are just not assholes to people.
Yeah. Quinn asks, is there a porn chick tract? That's a good question. We should actually look that up and see if there is. That'd be great.
I'll look real quick while you talk to the people.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I can talk to you. I'm not, capable.
What does TJ even stand for? I want to say it's Thomas. I don't know his middle name though. Thomas something. I don't know.
What? It's
Someone says, "Can you guys debunk some chemtrail stuff? My aunt is an absolute red pill, and I'd like to see you guys do that." If someone believes in chemtrails, there's not a whole lot you can do to. I mean, there's plenty of resources for that kind of shit. I can't imagine our snarky asses would fucking convince her. Like, all it would be is we'd probably watch a chemtrail video of some nutso person who'd make fun of them for like half an hour, and yeah.
Oh God. Oh wait, actually, Monday's chick tract has to do with pornography.
Oh,
and Lisa did as well. That's weird.
Shit. We should have saved that. Fuck. Well, too late now. We can probably find another one. We'll find another one.
I'm looking. Yeah, I can't really find anymore.
All right. Anyway, we'll find one later. But have either of you been in a fight? I have not. Jake has punched his brother in the face.
Yep, more than once. And I got to play it on a basketball court before, but I didn't finish it. What? Probably what?
No, I was just gonna say your brother probably deserved it, but
he very much deserved it. He got his ass whooped.
Someone asked, "Do you guys smoke weed?" Jake is near a legal state, so he has, of course, in that legal state. And myself, no comment.
I don't smoke weed. I've never do such a thing. I actually haven't smoked out of this in like several weeks. I don't smoke that often. I actually have weed on my desk. I don't like people think we're high all the time. I have never recorded this high, I don't think.
No, neither of us have, surprisingly.
Yeah. No, I just don't smoke that much. Also, what I have left isn't very good. It's just like I got it in Denver a while ago, which by the way, it was like really amazing weed. And for those of you who don't smoke, there's a big difference between shit weed and good weed. And it's not like necessarily the amount of high you get, it's the type of high you get and the cleanness of the draw. And it was just worlds different than anything I'd ever had. And so now I can't go back to this shitty skunk weed that like people sell out of their basements. But I strongly recommend if you are in a state or near a state with legal weed, if you're into trying it, go try it. And it's not, especially edibles, because it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Edibles are, I don't know what I have no idea about the chemical process, but the effects of it are much different. You actually have like I'm going to say short-term memory loss, but that's not the case. It's more like you have a timeline from A to B. Say you went to the gas station and back. Not driving. Someone drove you because it's illegal. But you may know that you went to the gas station and came back. You know everything that happened, but while you're doing it, like you might forget why you're going in that moment and then remember why you're going. It's super weird. Like you forget stuff, and when it hits you, you're like, oh, it hit. And you get the giggles and you might get the munchies or whatever. But I strongly recommend. Also, it's regulated. So you don't get this, like some people accidentally smoke like chronic or fucking PCP laced weed. Like I have a friend, Brooker, who he's like, the only time I ever smoked weed, I had a really bad trip. I'm like, you tripped? You shouldn't trip. Like that's not weed, dude. If you're actually tripping, which means like you're, and I don't mean like trip like falling over for those of you who are straight edge. It's like out of your mind is kind of tripping, not just being high and giggly. Like weed doesn't usually, it's not like being drunk. You've never tried it.
Right.
So I don't know. I have some stoner friends. I have some functional stoner friends. It's funny though. I recommend trying it, especially out of the dispensaries, because they have good stuff that isn't laced with anything that is the milligrams they tell you it is and stuff like that. So take 15 milligrams of an edible weed and watch Rick and Morty all the way through. Go for it.
You forgot to delete that other live stream. Hold on.
I don't care.
I'm gonna delete
It's not
it.
working.
I know, but people are still going to it.
Well, they're dummers.
Hold on. There we go.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Any more?
Was ever done acid with a lolly? No. I don't. I try to stay away from hardcore shit. I will try hallucinogenics at some point. But I have actual family and shit right now, so like if I was alone in this house, I would have done all the things.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not responsible for other people for me to do that. So
yeah, I would also probably try hallucinogenics someday, but I'm not like in a hurry to. I'm not worried about it.
When will Hugo let his mom on the show? Please never.
Okay, she's still mad at you, by the way.
I don't give a fuck.
I know.
What's she mad at me for? I don't even know what I said.
You said she wasn't a real Christian.
She's not.
Oh God, I don't want to have to deal with her again. Stop.
Whatever, dude. It's she's like,
nope. Nope. That conversation's over because I still live here. So
RC Cola, you don't live with your parents.
No, but I live in close enough that I see them on occasion.
The wrath. I heart Jake's mom. Yeah, she's a cool lady. She does all right. She used to be much crazier. No, she's just less crazy. Good for her. She's never been a real Christian. She's never been a Christian. My mom is not even spiritual. She's just kind of into some woo-woo bullshit. It's fucking funny.
Yeah, true. God. I'm trying to see. Any last-minute questions? I think we're going to wrap this up for real.
I would like to say something that's not a question, but a longtime fan of the show, Patreon supporter, Twitter follower, really nice guy all around, Hapless Pete on Twitter. He died recently. And you may recognize him in the chat from a long time ago. He used to have the Wile E. Coyote.
Was that him? Oh no.
Yeah. He died, and I found it on Twitter because he lived in Australia. Found it on Twitter from some friends, and it's one of those things where, like, we didn't know each other well or anything. But don't take this the wrong way. I don't care if some of you die. Like something like for instance, if Quinn died, I would feel that. It would hurt me because
right.
Quinn, we interact a lot. She's a genuinely nice person. But some of you, like you, the only reason you would care if I die is because you watch me do things. Like, I've never interacted with a lot of you on a personal level, but Hapless Pete did interact with us a lot, and it bugged me that he died, and that I don't know. He's just a nice dude, and I don't know how he died, but it seemed like it was pretty quick. Like he got rushed to the hospital and then died.
Sure.
So I don't know what happened, but just if anyone was a friend of his or anything, just I'm trying to figure out if there's like a funeral or something, or if that may have already happened. Some way I can support the people he's got around. I don't know,
yeah.
Not monetarily, just like send flowers in a card or something. But so if anyone knows any information on that, let me know. But he was a really nice guy, and we are not as well off as we were without the guy. So
yeah. Shout
Shout out to Hapless Pete. Nice dude.
Yeah. So let's see. Any last minute things other than that? When will Jake butter his nips like Daddy Hugo was the question.
1 million subs.
Okay, that's fair. You heard him, everyone.
1 million subs, and I won't just do butter on my nips. I'll do many foods off my nips. I will do all sorts. We'll do 10 different foods. Like you can put pudding on me, and I'll lick it off. We could slap some pizza grease on there. I'll do it all. I don't care. 1 million subs.
Honestly, I'd settle right now. I wish we just had 100,000 on Quran.
100,000 on Quran Reloaded?
That'd be great. Because we're only at like 50 right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it'll get there.
Or on Unpub. Okay, one of the secondary channels gets 100,000, or this one gets 1 million.
You mean Bible Reload gets 1 million? We're on Quran right now because.
We are on Quran. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's right. You should subscribe to Quran Reloaded, by the way. We have a lot of good stuff on there. Yeah. On here.
Yeah.
You're already here. Just press the button. God damn it.
All right. I think that's about it. We've been here for a little over an hour. Again, sorry about the move from channel to channel. Next time we'll double check beforehand to see what's going on. I don't know.
It's never fucked up before. I don't know.
No, it hasn't done that before. So sorry about that.
It's not the same way.
Yeah, but
it wouldn't even let me use the encoder, because usually what happens is there's a little encoding. There's a code. I don't know if any of you ever stream, but any streamer you ever see, whether it's on Twitch or on YouTube, there's a code that you can put into your streaming software. A lot of people use OBS, Open Broadcast Software. You put the code in, you press start streaming, and it sends the data from your computer through the internet to the stream. And we had a specific stream code for this. It wouldn't even detect that we were sending information to it. So I don't know. Quran Reloaded works, so but our community standing is fine with TBR. I guess some channels are just afflicted with that kind of shit every once in a while. So,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no more questions.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks,
that was borderline ASMR there. You still reading?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, there's no good ones anymore. So thanks everyone for showing up. Seriously, we'll do live. I like doing the live shows. Hopefully next time it'll work on the Bible Reloaded. If any of you are Patreon people, and this was also the Patreon live show for this month because shit got all fucky. So thanks. Yeah. So favorite type of cheese? Good question.
Sharp cheddar.
I'm gonna go sharp cheddar or
Havarti.
Yes.
Gouda.
I agree. Havarti.
So good.
Why do they always wait until we say we're gonna leave and then they start asking the fucking questions? Seriously, guys, we were here for an hour.
Because they're like, oh, now's my chance.
God damn.
I didn't know.
Colby Jack is this person's favorite cheese. That's how you know they're retarded. What alcohol should I drink to forget my shitty week? I don't know. If you're that determined, something strong, I guess.
What is it? What was the question? I wasn't listening. I was reading.
What alcohol should they drink to forget their shitty week?
Whiskey. Every time whiskey, because
I go vodka.
Yeah,
vodka. Futa or traps? Aren't they the same? Well, isn't Futa just like cartoon chicks with?
Are you asking me? Because I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. What's the difference?
Is this a weeb thing still?
Yeah. Heather's the musical. What's my opinion on it? Never seen it. Never heard of the songs, so I don't know. Are you more popular than Cheeses? I am definitely not more popular than Cheeses.
Who's your favorite band or artist then, Jake? I used to think you liked metal. A quick list of some of my favorite
hipster band bullshit.
Well, there's Animal Collective, Aesop Rock, Arcade Fire is pretty good. I'm forgetting people because I put myself on the spot here. Radiohead is amazing. I don't know. Those are some people.
Someone said it was their birthday yesterday, so we should stay longer. No, but happy birthday yesterday. Someone asked us to link to Quinn's thing. I don't know if we're allowed to link to like cam sites on YouTube, so I'm not gonna. But hold on. What's her Twitter handle, and you can find it from there.
At that Miss Quinn.
Yeah, if you want to see her
With
get all
N.
naked or whatever.
She said, "Wrapped a really fun shoot, and now feasting on a burger, watching Hugo and Jake live stream kinky."
There you go. When are we coming to us? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Australia?
Yeah, someone said, when are we coming to Australia? Probably never. What's in Australia? Weren't you going to go to a wedding in Australia at some point?
It was going to be France, but it's an Australian guy. They ended up just doing like a small thing.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Buddy Adam, good guy.
All right, someone says, end the show now. All right, will do.